October in Riverside Park. The leaves are perfect, the nannies are judgmental, and I'm the 69-year-old ghost on the bench wondering when my own daughter started pretending I was already dead. I'm Catherine Harper. 35 years ago, I made surrogates court judges sweat in 60 Center Street. Today, I can't get Lauren to answer a text. Last week, I learned my brother Paul quietly set up a $118,000 revocable trust for me after my husband died in 2020. This morning, the balance is $11,400. And the only other signer is the daughter who now calls me Kate instead of Mom. Let me back up. When David died, something in me just stopped. Not my heart, not my lungs, something deeper. I became see-through. I'd walk into rooms and people would look past me like I was furniture. Lauren said it was grief. She moved back into our West 87th Street apartment to help me through it. That's what good daughters do, right? For 3 years, I let her. I let her pay the bills because opening envelopes made my hands shake. I let her handle David's estate because lawyers reminded me I used to be someone. I let her schedule my doctor appointments because she said I kept forgetting them anyway. She was so patient, so gentle, always touching my shoulder like I might break. 6 weeks ago, I'm sitting at the kitchen table at 2 a.m. because grief doesn't care about sleep schedules. I'm reading one of David's old case files, something about a contested trust, when Lauren walks in wearing my late husband's Columbia Law sweatshirt, the one I couldn't bring myself to wash because it still smelled like his aftershave. She freezes. I freeze. Then she smiles, that new smile, the one that doesn't reach her eyes anymore. Kate, what are you doing up? You know Dr. Morrison said you need to stay on your sleep schedule. Kate. Not Mom. She'd started that about a year ago, said it felt more respectful, more adult. I was too tired to argue. I couldn't sleep, I tell her. I'm just reading. She walks over, takes the file gently from my hands. These old cases aren't good for you. They get you agitated. I'm not agitated. Your hands are shaking, and armation. They were. But not from agitation. From something else. Something I couldn't name yet. She made me chamomile tea, walked me back to bed, tucked me in like I was the child. The next morning, I couldn't find the file anywhere. 3 weeks ago, my brother Paul calls. Paul lives in Chestnut Hill, Philadelphia, where we grew up. He's a pediatric surgeon. Careful hands, careful words. He says he's coming to the city for a conference and wants to take me to lunch. We meet at Café Luxembourg. He orders the trout. I order the chicken but mostly push it around my plate. He's watching me with that concerned older brother look I've known for 72 years, his years, 69 mine. Katie, he says, and I actually feel something because he's the only person left who calls me that. I need to tell you something. I should have told you sooner. He explains that after David died, he set up a revocable trust, $118,000. His money, his gift. He wanted me to have security without the weight of managing it. He made Lauren a co-signer because she was taking such good care of me, and he thought, if something happened to him, she'd make sure I was okay. I'm telling you now because I want you to know it's there, he says. If you need anything, a trip, a new apartment, whatever brings you back to yourself. I thank him. I hug him. I don't cry because I stopped crying somewhere in 2021. But here's the thing. I'm a trust attorney. Was a trust attorney. 35 years of wills, estates, probate litigation. I know revocable trusts. I know co-signers. I know what access means. That night, after Lauren goes to her evening yoga class, I find the trust documents in her room, not in her desk, not in her filing cabinet, hidden in a shoebox under her bed, beneath old birthday cards and concert tickets. The statements are there too. February 2021, $118,000. March 2021, first withdrawal, $3,200. Noted as medical expenses for KH. I didn't have any medical expenses that month. June 2021, $4,800. Home care assistance. No one came to help at home. September 2021, $7,500. Memory care consultation. I never saw a memory care specialist. The withdrawals kept coming. Steady. Strategic. Never so much that Paul would notice from Philadelphia. Always with plausible notes. Always justified by my supposed deterioration. By October 2024, the trust that was supposed to be my security blanket had been picked clean down to $11,400. I'm sitting on her bed, holding 3 years of theft documented in neat monthly statements, when I hear the apartment door open. "Kate, I brought you that lavender tea you like." Her voice floats down the hallway. Sweet, concerned. The voice of a devoted daughter caring for her declining mother. I look at the statements in my hands. Then I look at myself in Lauren's mirror, and for the first time in 3 years, I don't see a ghost. I see a 69-year-old trust attorney who spent 35 years protecting people's assets from exactly this kind of betrayal. And I see something else. I see that I'm not losing my mind. I'm being erased. I keep those statements in my nightstand for 2 weeks. I don't confront Lauren. I don't call Paul. I watch. And what I see is a performance. A masterclass in manipulation that I was too numb to notice before. Every morning, Lauren makes me oatmeal and asks if I took my pills. I don't take pills. I never have. But she sets out a little white dish with vitamins I don't remember buying and watches until I swallow them. Every afternoon, she suggests a nap, says I seem tired, says rest is important at my age. Every evening, she talks about her day like I'm her diary instead of her mother. Her voice is bright and quick, and she barely waits for me to respond before she's off again, filling the apartment with noise so I can't think straight. She's keeping me soft, keeping me quiet, keeping me invisible. But I'm not soft anymore. November 23rd. Thanksgiving. Lauren insists I come to dinner at her place. I haven't been to her new townhouse yet. She moved in last October. Said it was closer to Derek's hospital. He's an orthopedic surgeon at Mount Sinai. They have a daughter, Emma, who just started at Spence. The address is 124th Street in Harlem. When the cab pulls up, I actually ask the driver if he's sure this is right. It's a 4-story brownstone, restored, elegant, the kind of place that goes for $3 million minimum in this market. There's a glass-enclosed garden level, original cornices, a limestone facade that glows in the afternoon light. Lauren bought this cash. Last year, while telling me she and Derek were stretched thin with Emma's school tuition and his malpractice insurance. She opens the door in a cream cashmere sweater that costs more than my monthly maintenance fee. "Kate, you made it. Come in, come in. Everyone's so excited to meet you." Everyone is 6 other couples, Dalton parents, Spence parents, people with second homes in the Berkshires, and opinions about the best ski resorts in Aspen. They smile at me with that mixture of pity and discomfort people reserve for the elderly. Lauren touches my elbow, guides me to the kitchen island. It's Calacatta marble, probably 20 feet long. There's a charcuterie board that looks like it came from a magazine spread. Just nibble on something, okay? Dinner's at 4. She floats away to refill champagne glasses. I stand there, the ghost at the party, picking at prosciutto I don't want. That's when I hear Derek's voice. He's 10 feet away, talking to a tall man in a Patagonia vest. They're facing the living room, backs to the kitchen. They don't see me. No one ever sees me. Spence is worth every penny, Derek says. Emma's thriving. But man, that $62,000 annual tuition, without Kate's trust, we'd be drowning. The Patagonia vest laughs. Thank God for family money, right? Thank God for Kate's brother, more like it. The trust was his idea after her husband died. He wanted to make sure she was taken care of. Lauren's just managing it for her since, Kate's not really all there anymore. That's rough. Early onset? Grief-related cognitive decline, the doctors said. She doesn't even remember most days. But Lauren's amazing with her. She handles everything. I set down the prosciutto. My hands are steady. That's the thing they don't tell you about rage. Real rage doesn't make you shake. It makes you calm. I excuse myself to the bathroom. I take the cab home. The apartment is empty. Quiet. Mine. I go to my desk. The one David bought me when I made junior partner at Morris & Cohen back in 1987. I pull out the laptop Lauren gave me 2 years ago after she said my old one was too confusing for me to manage. She set up all my accounts on it. Email. Banking. Everything. Including Paul's Schwab Trust account. She'd saved the login. Probably figured I'd never think to look. Why would I? I was too far gone to manage my own affairs. That's what everyone believed. I click on the login. It opens immediately. The full account history loads. 3 years of transactions. I start scrolling. 42 withdrawals. Every single one labeled as though I authorized it. Medical expenses, home modifications, care consultants, memory specialists. But here's what Lauren didn't know. What she couldn't have known because she was too young to remember. In 1993, I won a case against a CPA who'd been embezzling from an elderly client using forged electronic signatures. The defense argued the signatures looked identical because they were digital. I brought in a forensic digital analyst who proved that real people have micro-variations in how they execute even electronic signatures, hesitations, pressure points, timing. Forged signatures are too perfect. I download every transaction. I zoom in on the signature files. They're identical. Every single one. The exact same loops. The exact same spacing. No variation across 42 separate transactions over 3 years. Lauren didn't just steal from me. She got sloppy. I sit back in David's chair. Outside, the sun is setting over the park. The apartment is washed in that golden November light that makes everything look softer than it is. I think about the daughter I raised, the little girl who used to climb into my lap while I reviewed briefs, who cried when I missed her soccer games because of court, who hugged me so hard at David's funeral, I thought my ribs would crack. I think about what grief does to people, how it makes them strangers. I didn't cry. I opened my closet, took out the black Chanel suit I buried my husband in, and put it on like armor. Monday morning, December 2nd, I take the 1 train to Chambers Street. The subway smells like wet wool and coffee. A teenager offers me his seat. I almost laugh. 3 months ago I would have taken it, grateful, apologetic, invisible. Today I stand and hold the rail and watch the tunnel lights flash by like frames in a film. I'm wearing the Chanel suit, the one that still smells faintly of David's cologne even though it's been dry cleaned twice. I've added my mother's pearl earrings and the Cartier watch Paul gave me when I made partner. I look like a lawyer again. I feel like a lawyer again. 60 Center Street, Manhattan Surrogates Court. The building where I spent 35 years arguing over estates and trusts and the final wishes of people who couldn't speak for themselves anymore. The limestone facade hasn't changed. the same stone lions, the same revolving doors that still stick in winter. I walk through them, and the security guard, Tommy, does a double take. "Miss Harper? Catherine Harper?" "Hello, Tommy. Been a while." "8 years. We heard you'd retired." "I did. I'm back for one more case." His face shifts. Concern, confusion. "You need help finding someone?" "I know exactly where I'm going." 3rd floor. Judge Elena Alvarez's chambers. Elena was my law clerk in 1998. Brilliant, tough, Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx who graduated top of her class at Fordham and clerked for me the summer before she joined Cravath. She made judge 5 years ago. I sent flowers, but I didn't go to her swearing in because David had just been diagnosed and I was already disappearing. Her assistant, a young man with round glasses, tells me Judge Alvarez is in court until 11. I'll wait. He looks uncertain. I sit in one of the leather chairs outside her chambers like I have all the time in the world. At 11:15, Elena walks down the hallway in her robes, reading something on her phone. She glances up. She stops walking. Her face goes absolutely pale. "Catherine?" "Hello, Elena. I heard you were. People said you weren't well." "People say a lot of things." She dismisses her assistant with a small gesture. We go into her chambers. It's elegant. Bookshelves. Framed degrees. A photo of her with her wife and their 2 kids at what looks like a cabin upstate. "What's going on?" Elena asks. Her voice is careful, lawyer careful. I reach into my bag. I pull out a manila folder. Inside is the emergency petition I drafted at 4 a.m. this morning. My hands typed every word. I'm filing a petition to appoint a guardian ad litem. For whom? For myself. Elena sits down slowly. "Catherine, I don't understand." "I'm petitioning the court to appoint an independent guardian to investigate whether I've been the victim of financial exploitation and undue influence. I'm alleging that my daughter, Lauren Harper Chen, has systematically embezzled $106,600 from a revocable trust established for my benefit. I'm alleging that she's done so while gaslighting me into believing I'm cognitively impaired, and I'm requesting immediate injunctive relief to freeze all accounts." Elena stares at me. "This is your daughter." "I'm aware." "Catherine, are you sure you want to do this? Have you talked to anyone? A therapist? Another family member?" "I've documented everything." I reach into my bag again. I pull out David's old Sony ICD-PX 470 voice recorder, the one he used for lecture notes when he taught at Columbia. It's been sitting in his desk drawer for 4 years. For the past 9 months, it's been sitting in my purse. "What's that?" Elena asks. "Evidence. I'd started recording in March. After Lauren told me I'd imagined an entire lunch with my old paralegal. After she said I'd forgotten Emma's birthday, even though I'd circled it in my calendar. After she canceled my dentist appointment and told Dr. Chen I was too confused to sit through a cleaning. I recorded at Trinity Church when Lauren knelt beside me during Sunday service and whispered that I'd been talking to myself during the Lord's Prayer. I recorded at Zabar's when she gently told the cashier that I sometimes got confused about whether I'd already paid. I recorded at Emma's Spence parent night when Lauren pulled me aside in the hallway and said, "Mom, you're confused again. You already told that story. Just let us handle the talking, okay?" 9 months. 47 separate recordings. Lauren's voice, patient and concerned, slowly erasing my reality. "I need you to listen to 3 of them," I tell Elena. "Then I need you to accept this petition." She listens. Her face doesn't change, but her hands grip the edge of her desk harder with each recording. When the 3rd one ends, She's quiet for a long moment. "When do you want the hearing?" she finally asks. "Immediately." "Catherine, this will destroy your family." "Elena, I don't have a family anymore. I have a crime scene." She accepts the petition. She signs the order for service. Lauren gets served at 1:30 p.m. She's at SoulCycle on 93rd and Broadway. The process server finds her in the third row, bike 17, halfway through a 45-minute ride. He hands her the papers. She reads the first page. Her face goes white. Her legs keep pedaling, but her rhythm breaks. The bike lurches. She grabs the handlebars to keep from falling. The instructor asks if she's okay. Lauren doesn't answer. She's staring at my name on the petition. Catherine Elizabeth Harper, petitioner. Not Kate, not the ghost, not the confused old woman who needs managing. Catherine, the trust attorney who never lost a case. Lauren calls me on December 23rd. I don't answer. She leaves a voicemail. Her voice is small and cracked, nothing like the confident woman who bought a 4-story brownstone with my stolen money. Kate. Mom. Please. It's Christmas. Can we just talk? Can we make peace? Please come to Lessons and Carols tomorrow night at Street John the Divine, 10 p.m. I'll be there. Just us. Please. I save the voicemail. I call Paul in Philadelphia. She wants to meet at church, I tell him. Katie, are you sure that's safe? It's a cathedral, Paul. It's the safest place in the world. I'm coming with you. Good. Then I call Elena Alvarez. She picks up on the second ring, even though it's 9 p.m. and I can hear her kids in the background. I need a witness, I tell her. Catherine, I can't be involved in an active case outside the courtroom. You won't be involved. You'll be a congregant, attending Christmas Eve service, sitting in a pew, praying. There's a long pause. What time? Christmas Eve. The city has that particular kind of quiet that only happens when 8 million people pause at the same time. Snow started falling around 7 p.m. Not the dirty slush we usually get, but actual Christmas card snow that sticks to tree branches and makes everything look clean. Paul meets me at my apartment at 9:15. He's wearing his good wool coat and a Trinity Church scarf from his seminary days. He stopped being religious after his first year in medical school, but he kept the scarf. You look like Mom, he says when he sees me. I'm wearing the Chanel suit again, and her pearls, and her expression, the one she wore when she had to fire our father's business partner for embezzlement in 1982, sad but certain. Elena meets us outside the cathedral at 9:45. She's in civilian clothes, cashmere coat, no wedding ring, smart. Just another New Yorker seeking comfort in candlelight and old hymns. Street John the Divine is stunning on Christmas Eve. The nave is over 600 feet long, lit by thousands of candles. The limestone pillars disappear into shadows. The rose window glows like something from another century. There are maybe 800 people here, filling the pews, standing in the aisles. Lauren is in the 4th row. Center aisle. She's saved 3 seats. She sees me coming down the aisle with Paul and Elena. Her face does something complicated. Hope, fear, calculation. We slide into the pew. Paul sits between us. Elena sits on my other side, a quiet wall of judicial authority in a J. Crew coat. Mom, Lauren whispers, you came. I don't answer. Thank you. I just wanted us to be together, to remember what matters. The service begins. The cathedral choir processes down the center aisle singing, their voices hitting the vaulted ceiling and raining back down on us like something holy. We stand for the opening hymn. We sit for the first lesson. We stand again. Once in Royal David's City begins, the soprano's voice is pure and high and heartbreaking. 800 people singing about a mother and child in a stable, about love and sacrifice and the beginning of everything. That's when Lauren makes her move. She pulls a document from her purse. It's folded once, crisp. She slides it across the wooden kneeler toward me. I glance down. Power of attorney. The header is visible even in candlelight. She leans close, her mouth near my ear. Just sign it, Mom. Make this easy. We can fix everything. The trust, the hearing, all of it. I made a mistake. Let me fix it, please. Her breath smells like peppermint. Her perfume is something expensive. She's wearing diamond studs I don't remember buying her. I reach into my purse. I pull out the Sony recorder. I press play. The volume is low, but in the cathedral's silence between hymn verses, Lauren's recorded voice cuts through like a knife. Once we get guardianship, we can finally sell the West 92nd Co-op and go to the Hamptons year-round. Derek found a place in Amagansett, 6 bedrooms, right on the beach. We'll tell her it's for her own good, that the city is too much for her now. It's from 3 weeks ago. Lauren was on the phone in my kitchen. She thought I was napping. I was standing in the hallway with the recorder in my cardigan pocket. The voice on the recording continues. Paul won't fight it. He feels guilty he wasn't around more after Dad died. And honestly, at this point, who's going to believe her over us? I press stop. The hymn has ended. The cathedral is absolutely silent. 800 people who definitely were not listening are definitely listening now. Lauren's face is white, bloodless. Her hands are shaking. Mom, she whispers. Catherine, I correct. Mommy. Her voice breaks. Mommy, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I was stressed. We were drowning financially. You needed my money. No, I needed to help you. I was helping you. By stealing from me? People are turning around now. The priest has stopped talking. This is not part of the Christmas Eve service. Lauren is crying. Real tears. Her mascara is running. She reaches for my hand. Mommy, please. Please don't do this. Not here. Not on Christmas. I love you. You're my mom. Mommy, please. It's the first time she's called me Mommy in 15 years. Not since she was a teenager. Not since before she decided she was too grown for baby names. I look at her. This woman who came from my body. Who I rocked to sleep through colic and croup and nightmares. Who I taught to read and drive and stand up for herself. I stand up. Paul stands with me. Elena follows. The hearing is January 8th, I tell Lauren. Bring your lawyer. We walk out of the cathedral into the snow. Behind us, I can hear Lauren sobbing. The bells start ringing midnight, Christmas Day. I don't look back. April 2025. The cherry blossoms are early this year. Judge Alvarez delivers her ruling on April 3rd. Courtroom 302. The same courtroom where I once argued that a daughter-in-law had unduly influenced an 83-year-old man into changing his will 3 days before he died. I won that case. I win this one too. Full control of the trust restored to me. Full access to all accounts. Lauren is removed as co-signer. The court orders restitution of $106,600 over 5 years with interest. No criminal charges, because I don't ask for them, but a permanent record, a legal scar. Lauren doesn't show up to hear the verdict. Her lawyer, a tired-looking woman from a firm in Midtown, accepts the terms on her behalf. Paul sits beside me. He hasn't spoken to Lauren since Christmas Eve. He cries when the judge reads the ruling. Not for Lauren. For me. For the 3 years I lost being invisible in my own life. I should have seen it, he whispers. Katie, I should have known. You trusted her. That's not a crime. It feels like one. By April 15th, the Harlem townhouse has a for sale sign. It goes fast, $3 million too. The buyer is a tech executive from California who wants to gut renovate. Lauren and Derek moved to a 2-bedroom rental in Washington Heights, 187th Street. 5th floor walk-up. No doorman, no garden level, no Calacatta marble. Emma switches from Spence to the local public school. I hear through Paul that she's adjusting. Kids are resilient like that. I don't call. Lauren doesn't call me. But every Friday, at 6 p.m., I take the A train to 190th Street. I walk 3 blocks east. I climb to the 5th floor of a building that smells like cooking oil and cleaning products. I leave an envelope outside apartment 5C. Inside, 1 unlimited Metro card, $40 cash, nothing else, no note, no name. The first week, the envelope sits there for 2 days before it disappears. The second week, it's gone within an hour. By the 4th week, I time it so I'm walking down the stairs when Lauren opens the door. We don't speak. She sees me. I see her. She's thinner, tired. Her hair is pulled back in a ponytail instead of the blown-out style she used to get at that salon on Madison Avenue. She picks up the envelope. She nods once. I keep walking. This becomes our routine. Every Friday, envelope, cash, Metro card. The things you give someone when you're not ready to give yourself. It's not forgiveness. It's not reconciliation. It's something else, something unnamed. The way you might feed a stray cat that once lived in your house. You remember it was yours. But it's not anymore. May comes. The cherry blossoms fall. The park fills with green instead of pink. On May 16th, the envelope comes back. It's sitting outside my apartment door when I get home from the farmer's market. The cash is still inside. The Metro card is there. But there's something else. A note. Lauren's handwriting. Shaky, uncertain, the way it used to look when she was 7 and learning cursive. Thank you, Mom. Working on myself. Babka from Greens this Friday? My treat. I stand in the hallway holding the note for a long time. Mrs. Chen from 4B walks past and asks if I'm okay. I tell her I'm fine. I don't answer the note. I don't call Lauren. I don't show up at Green's Bakery on Amsterdam. But on Thursday night, I take the spare key to my apartment, the one I've kept on my keychain since David and I bought this place in 1989, and I walk down to the hallway. There's a ficus tree by the elevator. Plastic. Dusty. It's been there since the Reagan administration. I slip the key under the pot. Exactly where I used to leave it when Lauren was at Horace Mann and would come home late from debate club or soccer practice or whatever teenage emergency required a 6 p.m. departure and a 9 p.m. return. She knew where to find it then. She'll know where to find it now. I don't leave a note. I don't explain. The key is there or it isn't. The door is unlocked or it isn't. But it will never again be wide open. Saturday morning, May 18th. I wake up at 6 a.m. without an alarm. The apartment is quiet in that way that feels like peace instead of loneliness. I make coffee, real coffee, not the decaf Lauren insisted was better for my heart. I drink it black with sugar, the way I've always liked it. I put on jeans and a cashmere sweater. I walk to Hungarian pastry shop on Amsterdam. I order a croissant and another coffee to go. Then I walk to Central Park. The cherry blossoms are gone, but the trees are green and full. Joggers pass, dog walkers. A man playing saxophone near Bethesda Fountain. Tourists taking photos. Nannies pushing strollers. I walk past the bench where I used to sit and feel invisible. Today I don't sit. I keep walking. The coffee is hot in my hand. The sun is warm on my face. People smile as they pass. Some of them even see me. But the person who sees me most clearly is the one I haven't seen in 4 years. Myself. Catherine Elizabeth Harper. 69 years old. Trust attorney. Widow. Mother to a daughter I love and may never fully trust again. Sister to a brother who tried to help and accidentally gave the weapon away. Survivor of a crime that left no bruises but almost erased me entirely. I finish my coffee. I throw the cup away. I keep walking under the trees. Visible, finally, completely, to the only person who really matters.